Good morning. It's great to be here this morning. As Jim mentioned, Nationwide Realty Investors has a portfolio that exceeds $1 billion. That portfolio is spread out around the country. We have significant investments in the Southwest, the Southeast, and in the Midwest. And I can tell you that the best performing market for us is Central Ohio. The opportunities that we've had really here in the last couple of years have been good and surprisingly good, and the performance of the investments that we've had here in Central Ohio have exceeded our expectations. What I'd like to do today is talk about our four priority projects, four of our focuses in Central Ohio from a development standpoint: the Arena District, Grandview Yard, Jerome Village, and North Star. Those four projects are all major projects, major undertakings, and are really what we're focused on here. I'll start with the Arena District. That was really the project that started first and is the furthest along. We've made considerable progress since we started. We unveiled our master plan in 1998. We opened the arena in 2000, and we're nearing completing the master plan, at least achieving the goals and objectives that we set out initially. We initially talked about 1.5 million square feet of commercial space. We're about 1.35 million so far, and we expect to exceed that objective in the not too distant future. We talked initially about 300 residential units, 300 to 350 residential units in the Arena District. We're well over that, and we're headed towards 1,000 units, I think, before the Arena District is completed. And in terms of investment, we expected that we would invest about $500 million, or that $500 million would be invested with the development of the Arena District. We've exceeded $750 million so far, and expect that the Arena District will ultimately become an investment of more than $1 billion in downtown Columbus, and we're really proud of that. I mentioned activity level's been good. Despite the challenges in the economy and the office market, we've been able to maintain office occupancies in the mid-90s, really since we established the district in the early 2000s, and throughout the time as we've continued to develop, we've been able to maintain steady occupancies that have been in the low to mid-90s. And right now, interestingly enough, the activity level that we have in terms of interest in pretty significant opportunities is probably as good as it has been in the last 5 or 6 years. We're talking to significant tenants. The tenants that we have are growing. Very few have contracted. We've had very little turnover, and for the most part, our tenant base is looking for more space, not looking to contract, which is something that maybe none of us would have expected, considering what we faced over the last couple of years. The residential side of the Arena District has also performed very well. We have Arena Crossing, which is an apartment project that has stayed consistently leased since we opened it about 5 years ago, and we're now completing construction with our second apartment project called Flats on Vine, which is a 226-unit apartment project, and we expect to lease that up. We're on target to lease that up in 9 months. So that's also performed very well. So we'll have nearly 500 apartments. Our first condominium project, our first for sale project, which is Burnham Square, that's fully sold out. We since then tackled a 20-story tower called the condominiums at North Bank Park. Maybe many of you are familiar with it. It's at the intersection of Neal and Spring Street. And that's also done very well. Now, that project we're still in the process of selling that out. The absorption of that product in the market's been slower than we expected, or slower than it looked like it would be when we opened it. But yet we've been able to hold our prices. We made I think the right decision. And we do this with most all of our residential projects. We don't put debt on them. We really recognize that there are going to be ebbs and flows in the market, and we don't want to be constrained by by interest, and the carry cost, and we have the ability, as an affiliate of a large financial institution, to tackle it that way, and we've done that. It's allowed us to hold our prices and to be consistent, I think, in terms of absorption. It's not been as fast, but it's been solid, and it continues to go, so we're moving through it, I think, fairly well. So the Arena District is doing very well. I'm optimistic that we will get through the challenges that we have with the Blue Jackets. I think that we're not all the way there yet, but I expect that the Blue Jackets are going to be in Columbus for many, many years, and feel like that we're going to get through that challenge, and all is going to be well. And really the best days are ahead of us in terms of the Arena District. In Grandview Yard, we're at a little different stage. We're at the initial stages, although in many respects there's a lot of parallels between the Arena District and Grandview Yard in terms of scale and scope of the project. Many of the things that we've learned with the Arena District and the things that the community and the markets receive very well, we expect to be able to utilize that and continue with positive results. We opened our first phase, which was 3 buildings and a parking garage. Urban Active opened on Goodale. We have a 3-story, 90,000 square foot office building and a Hyatt Place hotel, along with a single-deck parking structure that's built to support those projects. And really across the board, the performance has been, very, very good. The Urban Active has exceeded their expectations from a membership standpoint. Well over 5,000 members at this point. By the way, we opened Grandview Yard September 1st. So September 1st of 2010 we opened. They now already have 5,000 members. The Hyatt Place Hotel is off to a very good start. It is exceeding all of our projections in terms of occupancy and rate, and is getting more than its fair share of the market in its competitive set. So we're really pleased with how the Hyatt Place has come on the market. And then the office building, M&A Architects is anchoring that. We've had a number of new leases that have been put in place since we opened, and activity level seems to be very good. We also have Jason's Deli and the Buckeye Hall of Fame Grill that have opened and provide, I think, a really nice amenity for that first phase. Now, where we're